Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Santina Yuseka. Today I want to present discourse and grammar. The title is Can I Help You, Madam? Grammatical cohesion. Grammatical cohesion refers to the grammatical relation between clauses. It involves four categories: reference, substitution, ellipsis, and conjunction. Reference: a woman. She, her, her, she, and she. Dress: it, and the last assistant, he. In the first chain, once the item a woman is present, all the other reference items in this chain, she and her, are example of anaphoric reference. That is, they all refers back to a woman. Pada rantai pertama, setelah item kata seorang wanita disajikan, semua item reference lainnya dalam rantai ini, she and her, adalah contoh reference anaphorik. Artinya, mereka semua merujuk pada seorang wanita. In the second chain, the word it refers back to the word dress that is mentioned in the text. Meanwhile, in the third chain, the first and the second he refers back to the word assistant that is mentioned before those pronouns. They are also called anaphoric reference because all the words here refer to something early in the discourse. Pada rantai kedua, kata ini merujuk kembali pada kata dress yang disebutkan dalam teks. Sedangkan pada rantai ketiga, rantai pertama dan kedua, he, merujuk kembali pada kata asisten. Mereka juga disebut reference anaphorik karena semua kata di sini merujuk pada sesuatu yang lebih awal dalam wacana. Selain itu, juga menemukan reference homophorik dalam wacana tersebut. Besides, the researcher also find homophoric reference in the discourse. The word in italic are defined article the, which are used to refer to specific something. They are not being discussed in the text, but both of the writer and the reader know the words the here refer to based on the culture knowledge that they have heard. Here are some of the data. Look, she hesitated for a moment. She finally went in and asked to see a dress that was in the window. Meskipun dia ragu-ragu sejenak, dia akhirnya masuk kembali untuk melihat gaun yang ada di jendela. Kata the di sini lebih spesifik ke kata window. Next, glancing at her scornfully, he told that the dress was sold. Meliriknya dengan nada cemooh dan mengatakan bahwa gaun itu telah terjual. Kata the di sini lebih spesifik ke kata dress. She returned to the shop the following morning dressed in a fur coat with a handbag in one hand and a long umbrella in the other. Dia kembali ke toko keesokan paginya dengan mengenakan mantel bulu dengan tas tangan di tangan sebelah dan payung panjang di tangan sebelahnya. Substitution. The writer does not find any substitution in this text. 3. Ellipsis. Ellipsis is simple characterized by the omission of an item. It can be called substitution by hero. Here are examples of ellipses from the text. Though she hesitated for a moment, she finally went in and she asked to see a dress that was in the window. Meskipun dia ragu-ragu sejenak, dia akhirnya masuk dan dia meminta untuk melihat gaun yang ada di jendela. And the last, the woman walked out of the shop angrily, and the woman or she decided to punish the assistant next day. Wanita itu keluar dari toko dan dengan marah, dan wanita itu memutuskan untuk menghukum asisten keesokan harinya. Looking at the data above, the type of ellipses can be categorized into clausal ellipses and nominal ellipses. Those clauses and nouns are left out in the second half of each sentence because they have already occurred before. It would of course also be possible to repeat the clauses and nouns again at the position where they have been left out. Melihat data di atas, jenis klausa dapat dikategorikan menjadi klausa elipsis dan nominal elipsis. Klausa dan kata benda tersebut ditinggalkan di paruh kedua setiap kalimat karena sudah terjadi sebelumnya. Tentu saja memungkinkan juga untuk mengulang klausa dan kata benda lagi pada posisi di mana mereka telah ditinggalkan. For conjunction. Based off the result of analysis, the writer found 6 conjunction used in the text that join the phrases, clauses, or section of the text. The conjunction in this text are divided into 3 categories. Those are addition, time, and consequence. Logical relation. Addition, meaning addition, example, and logical relation. Time, meaning successive, example, after and before. Logical relation. Consequence, meaning condition, example, that. B. Lexical cohesion. Lexical cohesion refers to the lexical relation used in a text. In general, there are 5 categories of lexical cohesion: repetition, synonym, antonym, hyponym, and meronym. A woman, shop, and the last, the assistant. Kata the woman, repetition, a woman. Jeans, meronym, a woman. A fur coat, meronym, the woman. Handbag, meronym, a woman. Umbrella, meronym, a woman. Shop. Window, meronym, shop. Dress, meronym, shop. The assistant, repetition, the assistant. Assistant, repetition, the assistant. Based on the text above, there are 3 main lexical changes. The first is a woman as the subject of the text. The second is shop, a subject that is the place in which the subject wants to go shopping the dress. The third change is assistant as the salesman of the text. Berdasarkan teks di atas terdapat 3 rantai leksikal utama. Yang pertama adalah wanita sebagai subjek, yang kedua adalah tokoh sebagai objek, yaitu tempat di mana subjek ingin berbelanja gaun tersebut. Rantai ketiga adalah asisten sebagai penjual di teks. In the first chain contains an example of repetition. The item a woman or the woman is indicated as the subject of the text. The next item, jeans, blue, a fur coat, handbag, and a long umbrella, have been mentioned in this text. The relationship of these 4 items and the item a woman is meronym. The relationship of those item is meronym. Di rantai pertama adalah contoh repetition. Kata a woman atau the woman adalah sebagai subjek di teks. Items berikutnya, jeans biru, mantel bulu, tas tangan, dan payung panjang telah disebutkan dalam teks. Hubungan keempat item dan item a woman ini adalah meronim. Hubungan items adalah meronim. The second lexical change is a subject that is the place in which the subject wants to go shopping the dress. The items contain an example of meronym. The item's window is in a whole part relationship with the item's shop. That is window is part of the shop. The relationship between these 2 items is meronym of superordinate the item shop. The relationship between dress and shop is exactly the same meronym. The item's dress is in a whole part relationship with the item shop. That is dress is part of the shop. The relationship between those 2 items is meronym of superordinate the item shop. The third lexical change contains an example of repetition. The assistant or assistant is indicated as the salesman of the text. Rantai leksikal yang kedua adalah toko sebagai objek yang merupakan tempat subjek berbelanja dress. Item berisi contoh meronim. Item jendela dalam hubungan seluruh bagian dengan item toko. Artinya, jendela adalah bagian dari toko. Hubungan antara kedua item ini adalah meronim dari toko. Hubungan antara gaun dan toko persis seperti meronim. Item dress memiliki hubungan keseluruhan dengan toko. Artinya, pakaian adalah bagian dari toko. Hubungan antara kedua item ini adalah meronim dari toko. Rantai leksikal ketiga berisi contoh pengulangan. Item di asisten atau asisten ditunjukkan pada penjual di teks. I think enough. Thank you for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.